Hey everybody, just doing a real quick video here, testing out Windows Movie Maker. I found that you can actually download that for free online. I think it was Movie or Windows Essentials or some shit like that. I forget. You can Google it and you'll find it. It does work for Windows 8, I hope. That's one of the things I'm going to hopefully find out with this. At the same time, unfortunately, my webcam software isn't updated yet, so I'm using the Windows Movie Maker ability to film from webcam option on here, so I can't zoom in, zoom out, or any of those other special features that I was using in the other videos. So quality of this video might be really crappy, and I apologize now for it, but I'm just doing a quick video just to see how good or how bad it's going to be for the time being, until hopefully my software will get updated, because I really don't want to have to go buy something else to make videos. So if you had watched the previous video that I had made where I had gone over some loot, you would know that I got a rubber stamp thing that was pretty sizable, and it had a pattern on it, and I tested it out tonight. And so let's go ahead and give it a look. I'm going to bring it to the camera for your viewing pleasure. So that's the pattern on here. As you can see, I obviously didn't fill in the rest of the whole base with the putty. I didn't make enough, and it was about 30 minutes before I had to go sit out front for an hour at work. So I had to kind of just leave it here, and this was just my first test on it anyhow. If you can see, this is a pretty and dire shape base. This had a miniature that I bought used, and you can see there's super glue on the edges. There's some I had scraped off right there, so I can try to get this level. And so I tried to get this as level as I could and spread out all the green stuff. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to fill in the whole ring. And then I just put the thing on top, and then with the same device that I was rolling all this with, I just rolled the rubber stamp over top, pulled it off, and there you go. As you might be able to see, some white stuff here, that's the paper towel. I kind of put a little paper towel over it to help protect it in transit on the way back home, and it kind of stuck. So once this is finished drying, it's almost fully dry by now, but I'll wait a little bit, and that shouldn't be too big of an issue to pluck off. But I am quite stoked with the results that I have so far with this. This is much better than the results that I had previously using those metal pieces to try to make the floor tiles. I know this isn't the same type of tile, but this is pretty close, and I know this now has a texture to it because all that pattern actually is pushed into the actual resin, or not resin, but epoxy. So it's kind of actually pushed in, but I really don't think that's going to be an issue. Yeah, I really don't. I think it'll still look good, and it'll still look like a floor tile, and yeah. So I don't really think it'll be an issue using it as my basing material for this. So this, once it's dry, I can just take a knife and should be able to pop this up, because this is nice and smooth inside the slotted area. As you can see, there's no holes or anything like that for it to kind of get stuck into. So that shouldn't be a big deal. I will say this is not green stuff, and nor is this milliput. I took the gray-yellow milliput and green stuff, and I mixed it about 50-50, probably a little bit more green stuff than milliput. And I've kind of played around with that, and I find about a 50-50 mix of the two actually makes really good epoxy. The green stuff helps hold the crisp detail, and the milliput is a lot easier to work with. It gives it more of a clay consistency, and it allows it to dry harder and more rigid. it's not quite so flexible. I found that green stuff, you can flex green stuff and it will lose its shape. It's not very elastic, and that it won't go back to a shape if it's been kind of pushed or pulled a little bit here and there. It'll actually kind of stretch out, and that's definitely not good. Where when you mix the two, you'll get the strength of this. Yeah, you have the possibility to break, but it still has some flexibility because it still has some of the properties of the green stuff. And it also comes out being nice and smooth, just like green stuff would be. And it holds the detail, as you can see here. One to the sides of the focus. There is really good detail on that. Where if I had just used regular Milliput, this detail and it being as smooth as I hope you can hopefully tell, just would not be there with just regular Milliput. So if you can get yourself some Milliput and some green stuff and mix it up, try it out on your next project, and let me know how it works out for you. Also, if you could please give me some feedback on this, I'd be greatly appreciated. Well, I'm going to cut this video short, or not short, but I'm going to cut this video now because it's a little bit longer than I was expecting. Thanks everybody, and I'll talk to you all later.